Hello everyone, welcome back to Kevin Reviews. I'm going to be reviewing The Marine. Yes, this is unrated, but I decided to do watch the theatrical version because I did see this in theaters, and that's kind of what I want to stick with. So, because from its original release, this is directed by John Benito, written by Michelle Gallagher and Alan B. McElroy. Alan B. McElroy, you might remember his written work from Spawn or Halloween 4: Curse of Michael Myers. He even did TV show Star Trek Discovery. This stars John Cena, uh, Kelly Carlson, Robert Patrick, Anthony Ray Parker, and Abigail Bianca. And yes, I had to look on my screen to make sure I got those right. So first off, I want to say that this is I want to well first off I do want to before that I do want to say that this is the first John Cena's first film, and with his farewell tour coming out, farewell tour that he's on for the WWE, I figured I kind of go back to how he originally started, in terms of film, not necessarily WWE related, but you know what I mean. Well, technically it's WWE related. Never mind. Um, but yeah, this is his first film, and this is also the first film for WWE Studios. This is their first film that they cinematically worked on for theater release, and it, if I recall, this did pretty okay with our audiences, especially for fans of John Cena. But it did not do well for critics. It did not please many critics. Um, and I did see this in theaters. I remember enjoying it because I grew up with WWE. I watched most of the Attitude Era, and I did see most majority of the Ruthless Aggression era. And yes, I was a John Cena fan. But as soon as I got to college, I kind of just felt out of touch with WWE, and I guess I just lost interest, or maybe the show kind of just got dull, or whatever, with its stories or whatever stories. So I kind of just you know lost interest overall. But sometimes I check in from time to time, see how you know what's been up with some of new faces, old faces, like Triple H, under The Rock, if he comes back from his film, and John Cena, of course. So yeah, that so just giving you know letting you know that I do have a bit of history with as a fan of WWE. Not so much anymore to at all, but I do keep tabs on them from time to time, just check every now and then. So, um, and as for this, yes, I did say I like this. Now I rewatched it again. It's not the first time I rewatched it again. Um, now I did see this like earlier when during the pandemic. Um, so I watched this again, and this is my thoughts. So we have the story involves John Triton, who is a Marine. Technically, he's an ex-Marine who disobeyed orders during a mission in Iraq. This was 2006, so this was the Iraq War around that time. But in any case, he gets dishonorably discharged. He goes home in South Carolina, where he sees his wife again. But he has a tough time adjusting to civilian life. In that, and his wife is named Kate, by the way, Kate Triton. So played by Kelly Carlson. So in in order to kind of they decided to take a vacation a little bit, and on the road, and they unfortunately run across some diamond thieves played by Robert Patrick, whose character's name is Rome, or Roman, and and some goes horribly wrong, that the thieves, and that's Dottie. Sorry again, she's gonna likely interrupt every review I do. But in any case, they kidnap his wife, keep her hostage, and and so now John Triton has to rescue him. It's overall a standard action flick, nothing too surprising, nothing too interesting, um, but it is not a good movie. It's this is again this is directed by John Bonito, who only has three films under his filmography on according to IMDb, and it's it's this is bad. This is really, I don't know if it was like the higher ups from WWE, like Vince McMahon at the time, that but either they just really didn't know how to work on a script, or because there's like so many bad lines and even humor moments that, I mean, I found funny in 2006, but it's not funny now as an adult. And but in any case, there were so many times I rolled my eyes because for any line, any kind of humor that it tried to do, it just wasn't funny. I think most of them tend to go to Anthony Ray Parker's character, who plays Morgan. I don't remember if I've seen him in um, anything memorable, but there are several times where he plays kind of this out of control character who has a backstory, but frankly, it doesn't matter um, overall. That in the end, um, but there are times where he does pull the um, you know, oh, because I'm the black guy, right? And yeah, it tries to be kind of obvious, but there's only two times that happens in the film. But he's supposed to be kind of this out of control, um, diamond thief who really, doesn't know when to control himself overall. So, but yeah, there's a lot of lines and a lot of bad lines, dialogue, humor moments that just don't land. It that it was absolutely awful. The editing is also bad. Um, I mean, you can see the action scenes, and some of the action scenes are okay, but the editing is so choppy all the time that it's just it's hard to really focus, and sometimes it's irritating on the senses. Some of the action scenes, explosions, it's so over the top that even Michael Bay would fall in love with this movie. Um, and there's even ridiculous moments like I don't know. There's like one scene where John Cena's making a dive, and he does this sub quite a bit in the movie. But there's like one moment where he's trying to get away from an explosion. He's like right here, and there's like water, and that's as far that's how high he jumps and jumps in. It's pretty crazy. Um, Maybe I'm over exaggerating the jump thing, but yeah, it's kind of, when you see it, it looks more like he jumped on a trampoline just so to get that shot. Um, but in in any case, the acting is not great. Even John Cena, who has lines, isn't isn't doesn't really do him much. Overall, he's just there to be this, you know, to look good and you know just do some action scenes. That's about it. Nothing much. I think the other characters are pretty forgettable overall. More that Anthony Ray Parker is memorable, but for the wrong reasons. Because again, he makes kind of those humor. He's supposed to be kind of this humor guy, but it's not funny. I think at least I like Robert Patrick in this, but I'm not saying he does great in this. But I think he just like came to the set, read the script, and like, oh, fine, okay, I'm just gonna get need doing for the paycheck. I'll give it my all, but I won't give it my all. Just kind of that way. Just throw his hands up and just go ahead and do it, get it done. So I mean, watching him is kind of, you know, that's Dottie again. I fed her. Um, but so I think that in a way that's kind of entertaining. John Cena, despite him being a Marine, supposed to be a trained Marine, he gets his butt kicked quite a bit, and knocked out. It's kind of laughable. Even for a Marine who's in training, he doesn't really do. He gets kind of bested by some of the diamond thieves. Um, but I don't know. I would not recommend this at all. It because there's so many. I think mainly the script, the direction, the choppy editing. Sometimes the music is obnoxious. The soundtrack is pretty obnoxious. Scenes don't go anywhere or really aren't overall important. There's too many winks to the camera, like Anthony Ray Parker looking directly at the camera, and for just supposed to be a humor joke, and hints at better movies like Scarface, Terminator, and Deliverance. Kelly Carlson doesn't do much. I'm trying to think of what else. And I feel like I feel like this is just painful to even talk about. Is it the worst action film that I've seen? I don't know if I go that far. It is bad. I could see it as like one of those so bad it's good films, but I mean, not for me, but maybe for fans of John Cena would probably get a kick out of how stupid it is. It's like something I would see like Mystery Science Theater 3000 cover, because it's so ridiculous. And But yeah, I don't know. I think if you turn your brain off, I think you might enjoy it okay, but overall, I wouldn't recommend this. I would give the Marine 1.5 stars at most. It's not good. I mean, like Robert Patrick kind of saves it. Some of the action's okay. Explosions, while over the top, is kind of fun, but you gotta sometimes you gotta turn your brain off for some or most of the scenes. But otherwise, there's nothing really that new or interesting in this movie. It's just a straight up popcorn flick, action flick that, frankly, there's a lot more. There's better ones out there that I would much more recommend to see than this one. So yeah, 1.5 stars. So what are your thoughts on the Marine? Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about it. What did you think of this review? Feel free to give a like or dislike. That's fine. Your thoughts and opinions. And feel free to subscribe to my channel if you like what you're seeing. And I will see you guys in the next review.